Mr. Simon, how are you today?
Fantastic. How are you doing?
Awesome. So I know that you're extremely excited because you are finally going to show us Zoho Expense, right?
That's right. Yeah. But I see where are you right now? This is nice. This is a nice background. I've been there.
Yeah, I took the picture in the morning. It's my backyard.
That's awesome. Where's the boat?
Oh, here, but we took it off. It's November 1st, so we had to take it to the marina for storage.
It's a lot of fun. Couple weekends, barbecue with the clients. Next summer.
You came here one time that we went with some clients.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
You enjoyed the day?
Always. It's always nice to be up there, so peaceful, so nice.
Yeah.
I miss it.
Okay. So for Zoho Expense, I don't want to waste time for people that don't really need Zoho Expense. Who will be the correct audience for this application?
So Zoho Expense I'm so excited about this, by the way. I've been thinking about this video for like weeks now, just because it's been
I know.
It's such an undervalued application. Like the value here is phenomenal, but the target audience for a company, it's anywhere from 5 employees and up. We're talking about 100 employees, 200, 300. There is no limitation here in terms of how well you can utilize the platform. That's the beautiful thing about it. So
because you have experience with SAP, with NetSuite, you have experience with tons of big, huge applications.
Yeah.
Whereas Zoho Expense is relatively with, comparing to the other big boys expense softwares.
Yeah, it's a good question. The bottom line, Zoho has pretty much matched all the capabilities that the other software platforms can do.
Also, so the big ones?
The big ones especially. And this is where I'm getting shivers talking about this because this is insane. And
you're such an accountant.
I'm a boring guy. What can you say? One of our senior guys on our team, Josh, him and I talk about this all the time because we've used, SAP B1 has Concur, which is SAP owned. There's Expensify, there's Brex. There's so many different platforms out there. But to configure a platform that they can connect to the book system is a huge step forward. And to have it pretty much out of the box is incredible. And for it to be included
the same database, right? The expense and and books.
Yeah. It's the same Zoho finance database and it's connected. You don't have to pay for API integrations. Like, to put this into perspective, a company that has 20 to 30 employees, let's say, that's working out of Concur, even if they have SAP B1, they still need to pay for the integration or have it linked somehow with a consultant. It's
even though it's the same company.
Yeah. If you have SAP B1, and I've used one previously in the past that's called Orchestrated, which is specifically for like alcohol manufacturing. When you have those two, you have to pay like $8,000 a year to have Concur integrated with an SAP B1 platform that's the same, like it's in-house essentially.
Crazy.
It's just because there's an add-on that's making it a bit difficult. It's bananas. Like there's so much money that's circulating on that end. So for Zoho to come in and say, hey, we have it set up from the get-go, you just have to map a couple things. And then the whole other complexity of it all, which is where we come in, is the policy work. That's really the most important piece.
Now, I know that, so first of all, in terms of who is the application for, 5 employees and more, you need expense.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And now, credit cards, right? That's the important piece.
Expenses. So if the team is making expenses.
Yeah. If the team has out-of-pocket expenses or corporate credit cards, that's where the really huge benefit is for a company to use something like Zoho Expense.
Okay. So 5 employees and more. And making expenses, the employees making expenses from their credit cards or corporate credit cards.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. So the guys that are not fitting this profile, see you tomorrow. We'll continue with the ones that do need this application. Okay.
And don't get me wrong. We have some clients that use it that are smaller, but it's more like, it's not as tailored towards those audiences.
I just don't want to waste the audience time, right? If it's not a match, right?
Yeah.
So from your experience, why a company needs to have Zoho Expense, how it can help their business or save their money or whatever it is? Why?
Good question. So two things are really important here. One is backup and receipts, and then policy. This is where the approval flows really come in. We customize, like, essentially from start to finish how an expense report flows through the database. So until it gets repaid, there's just a crazy amount of work that goes behind trying to find the right approach to every single expense report function. So when you have, let's say, 20 employees, you need to manage where people are spending it. How are they coding the spend? Which accounts are they coding them under? Are they going against specific budgets, right? Can you limit the visibility of those budgets per employee? All these things are managed out of Zoho Expense.
So let me ask another question. So let's say that I set a marketing budget of $20,000 for 2021.
Yep.
Can I run different type of expenses and allocate them to the marketing? And whenever I am close to the 20,000, the system will shout?
Yep. So you have limitations. So you have hard stop limitations. Then you have also budgetary limitations, which is just a warning. Now you have another completely separate area where you can actually do policy limitations. So that's maximum spend per day or per month or per category. Like, the customization here is like beyond belief. Like, you can go really, really far with this.
So it sounds to me that, except of company with 5 employees and some expenses, it sounds to me that even if it's a small company that just want to make sure they're not breaching their budget, I think it also can be used as a good, like a virtual CEO that is just,
pretty much
smashing your head whenever you're trying to create more expenses.
Yeah, and it depends on the tier. So the hierarchy within the company, you might have, management and then executives. You can also do a duplicate approval system if it's over a specific limit, if it's over a specific amount. Like, there's so many things that you can do here. You can take it from one step to like 1,000. It's just, and there's the automation piece, the notifications that come out, all the organization pieces that come to it. And don't forget, like, as soon as you press the button, the entire report is within Zoho Books, coded to the right GLs, mapped out into the P&L. Everything's good to go. That's
awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And so tell us a little bit about the features of Zoho Expense. I know that you called me earlier today. You were so excited about Zoho Expense. Why? What's the craziness about this application?
So two things. Well, there are many, but let's just touch base on two things that kind of relate to what we talked about before. So Zoho Books has tag reporting, right?
Yes.
But in Zoho Books, you cannot make tag reporting a mandatory field at this point. Not sure why, but in Zoho Expense, you can make tag reporting mandatory. So you can actually make it so that they have to choose an area to code it against. The other piece is the entire customization of it all. So the fields.
So just 1 second, for people that don't know what is tag reporting, it's a magical feature that you also have it in Zoho Books and also in Zoho Expense, and you're able to segment your expenses or income or whatever it is to specific buckets. So if, for example, in my business, I will do Zoho consultation and Zoho customization, and we're selling courses, I will be able to segment the income and expenses for each one of those lines of business, so I can know the bottom line, what is my profit for each line of business.
Yeah, you nailed it. That's the most important part.
You taught me, so I know it.
But this is it's huge, because in Zoho Expense you can make those areas mandatory. Then you have limitations within categories. So you can say, like, meals and entertainment, maximum $75 a day for the management level. So you can create different tiers of policy, and then within each tier you can customize the maximums, minimums, notifications. You can create workflows. You can do all that stuff in there too.
Now, I know that I have few clients that you help them to create policies in Zoho Expense.
Yeah.
What it means? What is a policy in Zoho Expense?
Bottom line, policy is just a way for us to control the P&L and control how much money goes out the window, right? As soon as you give an employee a corporate credit card, a lot of employees think it's free for all, and meals and entertainment and going here, going there, don't care so much about the receipts or how much they spend. And then let's just say 5 years down the road, you get a call from IRS or CRA saying, hey, we need some backup for some of these expenses. Let's see the breakdown, even if it's a review. And then you're stuck. That employee left, the credit card is closed. What do you do in that scenario? So Zoho Expense helps. Yeah, exactly. So that's one thing. The other thing is definitely control on spend and control on categorization. The more you have people involved in the process, the better. Typically, what we see is the smaller companies put a lot of the work on the bookkeepers, right? The accounting department, the bookkeeping department, to do all the processing for the credit cards for the whole company. At a specific stage, companies get to a mature area where they can actually put that whole burden on the employees because it's their responsibility. You have a credit card, it's your responsibility. No matter where I've worked before in the past, 30 employee company, 50, 250, 1,000 employee, no matter where, the burden is always on the employee to do this. It's their due diligence to take care of expenses. And it also empowers them a little bit too, right? There's more communication, management is involved. They know what's going on with the team, right? Otherwise, accounting will take care of it. You don't know the spend, you don't know the categorizations. Half the time things are miscoded, right?
Yes.
So control is a big one, that's for sure.
I'm from the other side. I'm in the business consultant side, and I see lots of clients that coming with, they're finishing the year with losses. And when we dig into the numbers and what happened, most of the time it goes to expenses that they didn't know. I will ask a business owner, how much did you spend on this category? Let's say marketing. And most of the business owners, because they're so busy and overwhelmed with so many things, they don't really know. And they will say like 20,000 a year. And then you check the numbers and it's about 60, right? And just piece of money without knowing, because there is no system to stop you from doing stupid mistakes. This is why I said like a virtual CEO, someone with a baseball bat that's smashing your head every time that you're trying to do something violent.
Yeah. And you can even set, like, this is a bit of, outside of what we were just talking about, but you can even set certain notifications to go, there's like warning systems. So you can have, if one person breaks the policy 2 times, the 3rd time management gets an email saying, hey, Bobby spent $200 for a meal 3 times in a row. Something's a little bit off, take a look. So that is also like a relationship management tool, because then you have a different approach rather than people talking about things at the end of the year and saying, what the hell happened this entire year? They got a bit of a, oh, hey, I noticed that you're spending a little bit more. Let's discuss, sit down and try to mediate this. So it's a lot easier on the management and the executive teams to then control people and have a better relationship with them, bottom line, right?
Yes.
Super important.
So today we talked about the high level, like why do you need the Zoho Expense and so on. And the next sessions that we're going to have will be more technical. We're going to go into the application. You're going to show us how to work with it and so on, right?
That's right. Yeah. We'll dive deep into the admin profile and go through there. Yeah.
Awesome. Simon, as always, you're awesome. Thank you very much for all the time you're giving to this channel. People love you, just so you know. I'm getting endless emails from people.
It's good.
One of them want to marry you, but I know that you're married, so I didn't tell you anything.
Got the ring. Don't tell my wife.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Simon, thank you very much, my friend. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, pleasure's all mine.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.